Hello students. So now let us have a discussion on next experiment, that is experiment number 7 for EM2. The aim of our experiment is to perform calibration of DC voltmeter. So as we have studied in theory that the calibration is the process or a method by which we determine error in the readings of a meter throughout its range. So in this experiment, our aim is to find out errors in the reading of DC voltmeter throughout its range. And we know that there are two methods of finding out error or calibrating a meter. First is by using potentiometer method, and second one is by comparison method. So in this experiment we will be finding out the error in the DC voltmeter by comparison method. So for this experiment we will require the following list of apparatus. The first main component of our practical, we will require a DC supply. So we say it as a DC regulated power supply because we have AC supply available in our lab, and for calibration of DC voltmeter we require DC current. So we will use this regulated power supply of the range 0 to 30 volt and 2 ampere rating. So this DC regulated power supply will convert AC to DC and it will give us DC output in the range of 30 volt 2 ampere. We will require DC voltmeter that is to be used for measurement of DC voltage, constant voltage, which has the polarities positive and negative. We will use 2 voltmeter of the range 0 to 10 volt. Although we can also do this calibration to find out the error for the meters which are having higher range. As we will see in a practical, we will be using a higher range voltmeter. Next we will require some connecting wires for making the connection of our practical. For that we will use PVC insulated copper wire of 1 square mm. So let us have a look at the circuit diagram of this experiment. So in this circuit diagram we can see that first of all we will require single phase AC supply that is available at our switchboard in our lab, and that single phase AC supply we will connect it to the DC regulated power supply. So the input to the DC regulated power supply will be AC, and this DC regulated power supply will convert AC to DC supply. Across the output terminals of our DC regulated power supply we will have two terminals marked as positive and negative, from where we can take the DC supply as the output. So there is a knob provided on the DC regulated supply by the means of which we can change the magnitude of voltage. We can apply variable voltage for getting the different readings of the voltmeter. And across the output of a power supply we will connect 2 voltmeters. As we have to measure the voltage, we will make the connection of voltmeter in parallel. So both the voltmeters will have 2 terminals of marking, that is one will be positive and one will be negative. So positive terminal of voltmeter we have to connect it to the positive terminal of the regulated power supply, and negative terminal of voltmeter we have to connect it to the negative terminal of the power supply. In the parallel we have to connect the second voltmeter. So within the symbol of a voltmeter you can note down that I have written there Vs and there is a straight line beneath it. Straight line indicating that it is a DC voltmeter. And same here indication is there. I have written here Vf inside the circle and there is a straight line indicating it is a DC voltmeter. Now what does it mean here Vs? To Vs as a voltmeter we are saying it as a standard voltmeter. Actually we can also say it as a substandard voltmeter. So it will be a voltmeter that we have pre-calibrated with the help of potentiometer, and we can calibrate it to get the accurate readings. So this will be the meter which will give us the accurate readings of a voltage. So therefore we will treat it as a standard voltmeter. We can also say it as a substandard voltmeter. And second meter which we have written as VF. So for finding out the error in the meter, we will treat the second meter as a faulty voltmeter, or we can also say it as a meter which is to be calibrated. Means it is the meter in which we have to find out the error in the readings throughout its range. So we will treat it as a faulty voltmeter or the meter to be calibrated in comparison with the readings of the standard voltmeter. So therefore we have written it as a VF. So in the readings of a meter, the error may arise because of the aging effect, because of the wrong connection, because of the manufacturing defect, which may cause the inaccurate measurement or inaccurate indication of reading. So we have to compare the readings of both the voltmeter, and then we have to find out the error or the difference of the reading in the faulty voltmeter. So with this, let us have a look at the equipments that we will use for this experiment. So students, the first very important equipment of our experiment is this DC regulated power supply. So we can see that it is having a connection for connecting it to the AC supply with the help of its 3-pin plug, which we have to connect it to the switchboard to get the AC supply as the input. So it has a rectifier circuit inbuilt that will convert AC to DC, and the DC supply will be available across these two terminals of a regulated power supply. So nearby to the two terminals, we can see that the red terminal is indicating the positive and black terminal is indicating the negative. So here we will get the positive and here we will get the negative output. So we can see here the range of our regulated power supply, which is mentioned here, and there are two knobs which we can see. So by one knob we can apply the variable voltage, and by second knob we can apply the variable current. So here is one switch which is given. So for changing the voltage, we will keep the position of the switch nearby to the voltage. For changing the magnitude of current, we can switch this towards the current. So for our experiment, we have to keep the position of the switch, selector switch, towards the voltage, because we have to apply the variable voltage. This is the on and off button, and this is a digital display which will give an indication of the voltage which we are getting at the output of this regulated power supply. For this experiment, we will use two DC voltmeter. As I told earlier that we can use a higher range meter for the calibration purpose. So we are having two DC voltmeter, and if you observe carefully, then you can see that below V there is a straight line, and that is an indication that it is a DC voltmeter which is having a scale range from 0 to 50 volts. So this is the another meter we can see. So the pointer will show the deflection of the voltage, and we will note down the reading of the voltmeter. So we will treat one voltmeter as the standard, which is already calibrated, and second voltmeter as the faulty voltmeter, through which we have to find out the error in the readings. And these are the two positive and negative extension wires which we have connected for the connection of the voltmeter to the power supply. So now let us go through the actual connection of this experiment and how to note down the readings. So in this experiment, let us have a small discussion about the procedure, that what we have to actually do to note down the readings. Firstly, we will switch on single phase AC supply with the help of switch. Then the DC regulated power supply will convert AC to DC. So we will switch on the DC regulated power supply, and we will keep the knob of the voltage at 0 position, such that in the beginning the readings of both standard and faulty voltmeter will be 0. Now by changing the position of the knob of a regulated power supply, let us say we will apply a voltage of 5 volts. So for this application of 5 volt, we will note down the reading of standard voltmeter and faulty voltmeter. And with this we will move ahead. We will increase the voltage and we will apply a voltage of, in the second step, let us say 10 volt. Again for application of 10 volt, we will note down the reading of standard voltmeter and faulty voltmeter. In the same sense, we will go on applying the voltage up to the 30 volt we can apply with this help of a regulated power supply, and then we will note down the multiple readings of Vs and Vf. So let us now have a look actually how to measure the readings. So students, let us now go through the connection diagram for the calibration of voltmeter. So as we can see, the first will be our regulated power supply. We have to make sure that the on and off switch is in the off position, that is in the downward direction. So the main input wire or connecting wire of regulated power supply, we have to connect it to the single phase AC supply. So now we have to also make sure that the voltage variation knob and current variation knob both are at the 0 position. So now I will switch on the supply and we will make the regulated power supply on. So as we can see, we are getting a digital display of the voltage which is available across the output terminals of a regulated power supply, which is 0. So we can vary this knob and we can see that we can apply a variable voltage. This is the voltage which is available across these two DC terminals. So this regulated power supply is converting AC to DC supply. So let us go through the connection of voltmeter. Now here we are going to use two DC voltmeter of the range 0 to 50 volt. We can see the scale of a voltmeter, and starting from the 0 there are scales marked as 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 volts. But as our regulated power supply is having a range of 30 volt, so we can take the readings up to 30 volt on this meter. Now within 0 to 10 volt we can see that there are some small lines. So each line will be indicating here 2 volts, and a smaller line between a 0 and a bigger line that will be indicating a deflection of a 1 volt. So between 10 and 20 we can see that a first bigger line will indicate 10.2, 10.4, 10.6, 10.8 and 20 volts. So similar will be the case with the second voltmeter. So we will use this voltmeter as a standard and we will treat another voltmeter as a faulty. So we will connect this voltmeter across the positive and negative terminal of the regulated power supply. So we will connect one terminal of voltmeter across the positive output and second one across the negative output. And second voltmeter we have to connect it in the parallel. So we will connect the one terminal of voltmeter across the positive output of the regulated power supply and second terminal across the negative output of the power supply. So this completes our connection for the DC regulated power supply. So now we will have a look how to note down the readings for this experiment. So firstly we will switch on DC regulated power supply. So it will indicate 0 volt. So firstly, by varying the knob of a voltage, we have to observe carefully that whether both the voltmeters are showing the deflection in positive direction. Now we can see here that one voltmeter is showing a deflection in opposite direction. It is a clear indication that the positive and negative of the voltmeters are connected in a reverse connection. Therefore it is showing a deflection in opposite direction. So firstly, we will have to make the change in its connection. So we will switch off the supply and we will interchange the terminals which is showing a opposite deflection. So this way we can understand whether we have connected the right terminal towards the positive and right terminal towards the negative. Now we will again switch on the supply, and with the variation of a knob we can see now both the voltmeters are indicating correct deflection. So firstly, with the help of DC regulated power supply, we will note down the first reading at the 5 volt of application. So we will apply 5 volt. So now as we can see from the reading of this first voltmeter, it is indicating a 5 volt. So we will note down this reading as the standard voltmeter reading, and the deflection of the second voltmeter, it is reading ahead of the 5 volts. So it will be 5.1 volt. If you observe it properly, it is showing 6 volt of a deflection. So this will be the accurate reading of the faulty voltmeter. So it is reading 6 volt. Means there is a difference of 1 volt in the readings of both the voltmeter. Now we will change the position of the regulated power supply and we will take the second reading for the 10 volt deflection of a standard voltmeter. So here we can see that the deflection, it is 10 volt. So we will note down the standard voltmeter reading as 10 volt. And if you observe the carefully, the reading of our faulty voltmeter, it is indicating 11 volt. It is 1 point ahead of the 10 volt, that is of 1 volt. So now we will take another reading at 15 volts. So this is the 15 volt which we have applied across the standard voltmeter. So we will note down this reading as 15 volt. And for this faulty voltmeter is reading 1 volt ahead, that is 16 volt. So we will note it down. Same way we will take the last reading at 20 volt. We can take it as at 25 also. We can also take it at 30 volt up till the range. So this is the 20 volt which we have applied to the standard voltmeter. We can observe the reading. So we will note it down the reading of Vs as 20 volt, and faulty voltmeter is reading again 1 volt ahead of 20. If you observe it carefully, the readings of a faulty voltmeter exactly in the straight facing to the scale, then we can measure the voltage accurately. So I can see that it is a 21 volt. So in each and every reading between the two voltmeter, we can see there is a difference of 1 volt. So from this reading, in the calculation part, we have to calculate error in each and every reading, that is the difference between standard voltmeter reading and faulty voltmeter reading, and then for each and every reading we have to calculate percentage error. So let us now move on to the calculation part from this observation table and discuss the graph that we plot for this experiment. So as we have noted down in the observation table standard voltmeter reading as Vs and faulty voltmeter reading as Vf. Now in calculation part, for each and every reading we have to calculate first of all error and then percentage error. The same readings or the same calculation result we have to reflect it in the observation table as well. So for reading number 1, we will calculate the error by using the formula standard voltmeter reading minus faulty voltmeter reading, Vs minus Vf. So first reading we got, that was 5 volt, and for Vs and for Vf we got it as a 6 volt. So if we do the calculation of Vs minus Vf, we will get the error equal to minus 1 volt. From this reading we have to calculate percentage error for the meter by using the formula Vs minus Vf divided by Vs into 100. So as we have calculated here, for the first reading Vs minus Vf is minus 1, and standard voltmeter reading for first observation is 5 volt. So minus 1 divided by 5 multiplied by 100, we will calculate the error in terms of percent. So that will give us minus 20%. Same way for reading number 2, first of all we will calculate error Vs minus Vf, that is 10 minus 11, we will get it as minus 1 volt. Same, we will calculate percentage error by using the same formula, that is minus 1 divided by 10. For second reading, standard voltmeter reading was 10 volt. So multiplied by 100, it will give us minus 10% in the second reading. And same for the third reading, we will calculate the error, that is Vs minus Vf. That will again come to be equal to minus 1 volt. And by using the same formula for percentage error, we will calculate the percentage error for the third reading, that is minus 1 divided by 15, which is the standard voltmeter reading in third case, and that will give us the percentage error equal to minus 6.6%. Same calculation we need to perform for the reading number 4, and each and every reading of error and percentage error we have to reflect it in the observation table. We can come to the conclusion here that the error in each and every reading is having a constant value. For the readings between the 2 meter, we are having a constant value of error, that is minus 1 volt. But when we are calculating it in the form of percentage error, the readings or percentage error values are getting changed. So as here we are getting the difference between Vs minus Vf as negative, therefore the percentage error is also coming as negative. So these are the calculations that we perform for the 4 readings of our experiment. Now for this experiment we need to plot 2 graphs. First graph will be the graph of standard voltmeter reading versus faulty voltmeter reading, and second graph will be of standard voltmeter reading versus percentage error. So now for this calculation of error and percentage error values, let us go through the plotting of a graph. So after calculation part, we have to plot 2 graphs for this experiment on the graph paper. The first graph will be the graph of standard voltmeter reading versus faulty voltmeter reading. So to plot this, we have to take standard voltmeter reading on x-axis and faulty voltmeter reading on y-axis. So as we have taken the reading, as the first reading was on 5 volt, so we have to take a suitable scale to plot the graph. So here we can write as a scale, and on the graph paper we know that there are a number of blocks. Each block corresponds to a block of 1 centimeter. So we can write here on x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to, we can take 2 volt, we can also take 1 volt, we can also take 2.5 volt, 3 volt. We have to be very clear in this thing that whatever scale we have to take in such a manner that we have to follow the readings which are provided to you. So according to the reading, the scale range may vary. On y-axis, as we have to note down the reading of voltmeter again, so we will take 1 centimeter is equal to 2 volt. So we will mark here on the graph paper for each distance of a centimeter. We will mark here as 2, then 4, then 6, then 8, 10 and so on. We can move on. Same we will do the marking on the y-axis as well. We can do it as 2, we can do it as 4, 6, 8, 10 and so on. So after marking this scale, now according to our readings, we will plot the different points by tracing the point on the graph. So as we got the first reading at the 5 volt, so we will mark the point at the 5 volt of Vs, and for faulty voltmeter we got the reading equal to 6 volt. So we will take this point. So Vs will be 5 volt and Vf will be 6 volt. So we will mark this point. So similarly we will mark the point for the further readings. So we will plot this point and we will get the nature of the graph for the 4 readings. Then there is no need to mark the coordinates for each and every point. We will just make a circle and we will join all the points. So as we have seen from the calculation that the error was constant. It was -1 volt, it was having a constant difference. So we will get the graph of Vs versus Vf as a straight line, because with the increasing of reading, the faulty voltmeter reading also starts to increase. So the graph will be a straight line. Now the second graph that we have to plot is the graph of Vs versus percentage error. For this graph, we have to take standard voltmeter reading on x-axis and percentage error on y-axis. Now similarly, why I have reflected this graph with percentage error in the negative direction. So we have to be very clear with this thing that for some of the batches we have got the reading of percentage error as a positive, with the error as a positive value, and for some batches we have the readings of a negative error for which we get negative percentage error. So if we are having the percentage error reading as positive, we will plot it taking the percentage error in the positive direction, but as we note down the reading and we got the percentage error as a negative, so we will reflect the percentage error in the negative direction. So it depends on the readings from the calculation of percentage error. So similarly we will write down the scale that on x-axis we will take 1 centimeter is equal to, let us say we are taking it as a 1 volt, we can take it 2 volt according to our scale range. So here I am taking as a 1 volt for example, and on y-axis we will take 1 centimeter as 1%, because as we have noted down that in the reading of the error, the percentage error was decreasing. So we will mark this percentage error in the negative direction. So we can also write this as a 1 centimeter is equal to -1%, we can write here. So same points we have to mark here on the standard voltmeter axis. We will mark our scale that is of 1 volt, and here also 1 centimeter representing the percentage error of -1%. So depending upon the readings, we will plot the different points So for this, from the calculation we can see that with the increase in the percentage, with the increase in the reading of a standard voltmeter, the percentage error is decreasing. So we will get the nature of the points in somewhat which you can see in this graph, and after that we will have to join this point. So this nature of this graph is also indicating that with the increase in the standard voltmeter reading, percentage error is decreasing. So the nature of the graph will be in the positive direction for positive values of percentage error. So this is the graph which we have to plot it from the calculation part. So it may differ for the different batches depending on readings. So now with this, let us move on to the conclusion part of this practical. So in result part, we have to write down for this experiment the error in the given instrument or given voltmeter is either positive or negative. As for our practical, we got the error as a negative. So we will write that the error is negative. So in some cases we can also get as a positive error. And in the conclusion part, we have to write that our faulty voltmeter, whether it is running slow or whether it is running fast. Now for our experiment, we have noticed that we got the reading of faulty voltmeter, that was VF, greater than reading of the standard voltmeter, and that was the reason that we got the error as a negative error. So in the conclusion we will write that the faulty voltmeter is reading fast in comparison to our standard voltmeter. So this will be the conclusion, that a faulty voltmeter is running faster or it is recording faster reading than the standard voltmeter.